Reverend Rob Lee. Bold, smart, and straight to the point. This is Tarot with an Attitude.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Tarot with an Attitude. I am your host, the Reverend Rob Lee. Bangarang. Okay, we're going to be talking about waste not, want not. Let's take a look at what we've got here. The Page of Coins. This was actually the shadow card when I did my main shuffle and looking around and just trying to ask Spirit for some direction about what we need to talk about today. And we got the Page of Coins. Now, the Page of Coins is quite open to different things. When it's upside down, it talks about squandering waste, spending money like a kid. When it's right side up, it's talking about going after what you want, making things happen, and just taking your money and spending it, using it, knowing what's going on. That Page of Coins is passionate about what he wants to do. Now, one of the things I noticed, though, in this Page of Coins right out of the gate was how still he is, like he's standing it, and he's trying to make sure he knows he's only got one coin and he needs to spend it. So that's where I'm going to come up with the term waste not, want not. All right, so let's talk about this. So this is the card that Spirit gave me. I'm going to shuffle, and we're going to kind of do this in 3 points, and I'm going to ask Spirit to give me the first point. What is the first point that you wanted to make with this card, the Page of Coins? Waste not, want not. Let's see where this goes. All right, here we are. Point number 1. Let's do this. I'm going to do this between each point. All right. Point number 1, the Six of Cups. Now, we have a young man here, and this is about doing things that you remember that you love, okay? Living in childhood, remembrance, things. And what Spirit is asking us to do here in this first point in the Six of Cups is remember, in this real world, you need to remember the things that you are and who you are and what you love, and remember those around you. This is my reminiscing card. So what's the first point on this card? All right. So we take a look. We have the moon. You know what? We're given gifts. We don't know where this life is going. We don't know what things are doing. Okay. But we know we're going to have to follow this path. Our life is our path. Whichever way we go, it is up to us. Now, the moon is here to remind us 1 and 8, 9, we can manifest whatever we want, okay? But the 18, the moon is here to remind us of that feminine, divine feminine energy. And one of the things she's saying is you're not always going to have the answers. So you need to study and make sure and understand and use your intuition. Sometimes you got to let the dog out. You got to let the wolf out, let him run, let him howl. Sometimes you got to be domesticated and take your time. So when we're given gifts and we have gifts, a lot of times we need to stop and take a look and say, I'm trying to get to the end of this path where this beautiful castle is, all right? But we haven't taken time to come back over here and look at our resources. What do we have? A lot of times we think we're trying to get there with nothing, but are we? And that's very important, is to understand your resources that abound and that are given to you by Spirit. We're given everything. The magician says, and God says, I've given you everything. The universe says, I've given you everything you need. What you do with it at this point. So on reminiscing, we need to look at where you've been, where you're going, and think about, you know, I constantly ask people when I'm doing counseling or whatnot, what do you want to be when you grow up? These aren't children, because we lose that path. We lose sight of that. Remember what you want to be when you grow up. And are you going to make your resources count towards that? We have the Hermit. One of the things here is to understand you have to walk your own path. And the Hermit is, again, a 9. And look at what we've got here. We're talking manifesting upon manifesting. Sometimes we have people in our ear telling us what we need to do. Sometimes we feel like we've got to take care of the world. But at this point, you have to remember, there are people in your life, they're living their own life. They have to live it. You can't live them for it. And you have to follow your own path, and then you have to make sure that it's the path you want. A hermit here is looking forward. He's using a light, and this light is low to the ground, all right? What I'm picking up here, what Spirit is trying to say, is look carefully at the path ahead. You have these resources, okay? Where do you need to spend them? Get out of all the input from other people or whatnot, and make sure you're spending your resources or using your resources in a wise manner, and take a look and see how far ahead you can see so you can use them properly. Plan ahead is what I'm really seeing here. Wow, the 9 of coins. Here we are again with a 9. All right, 6 is about victory, but we've got the 9 of coins, which is the manifestation card in and of itself. Now, what I want you to understand, we've been given gifts, things. We're young. Even now, I'm not young. I'm 62, going to be 63 sooner than I am not, okay? I want you to understand, we are young every day. And every day I have a choice of what I'm going to do to manifest and bring some beautiful things in my life. But I need to act like that teenager. I need to decide, where am I going every day? Refocus your strength every day on where you want to be, what do you want to do, where are you going, what are you wanting to manifest? Follow your path. Am I following my path? Am I doing what I know I need to do, what Spirit is telling me to do, and not listening to everything and find out what's going on? The 9 of coins. It's up to me to manifest my journey and my decision. Wow, that is huge. We can do that. We got to take what we have, even when we don't think we have anything, we have something. And how do we turn that into 2? How do we turn the 2 into 3? Yeah, I didn't go to 4 like everybody thinks. How do we turn the 3 into 4? Then how do we turn the 4 into 6? Little steps each time, but everything is growing. One step every day towards manifesting what you want. That's the page of coins. There is so much. Look at how many elderly people are here to talk about this young page. I want you to grasp the spirit of this young person and realize, you know what? I can take today and make it and turn it into anything I want today and start down a path. I can change goals. I can change directions. I can make sure I'm going where I need to be. That's important. Wow. Okay. So that was our first point for the page of coins. And waste not, want not is number one. What I'm really getting told here right now is to understand, all right, you have opportunity. Every day you wake up, every day you take breath, every time you set foot out the door, or whether you don't, this is your day. What are you going to do with it? The day, this life, think of your life as a resource. What are you going to do with it? So now I'm going to ask Spirit, what's the next point Spirit wanted to make? For number 2, all right? For point number 2, let's find out. We're going to find this out together, all right? And see what Spirit wants us to know. So here we go. All right, let me bring these up here. I'll cut them up here. All right, and here we are. Here's our next point. Strength. Man, this is powerful. We always think of strength as holding our tongue, biting our mind, and listening. But you know what I said, what caught my attention right up front, was this young man is standing there looking at it, and he's studying, and he's thinking. Strength. It takes strength for a lot of us not to burn every nickel in our pocket, not to rush off and do some things. The patient here is to understand infinity. Take some time. You have your life to make things happen. Where do you want to go? Okay. And I will say, one of the things that just hit me, life is finite. There is an end. You don't have the drop dead date stamped on your butt somewhere. All right. So the strength card, the 8, is about learning. 8 is about moving. 8 is about finding different things. But the strength is understanding the power that you have and taking a moment to find out how you're going to use it. So with that, we have the devil. What are you going to attach yourself to? What have you attached yourself to? What do you need to free yourself from? I don't believe the devil is actually running around at some point almost, like we see here. Anything can be the devil. Key lime pie, for me, can be the devil, okay? Because I attach myself to it. I love it. I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite things. Fried chicken. These types of things. Drugs. Codependency. understanding that I've chained myself to a person in order to be happy. So one of the things this strength is saying is you have, and notice we have two actually here, major arcana cards. So in the point being here, strength is knowing when and where, what you are going to change yourself and not let yourself get locked up where you can't move, making great decisions. What do you need to free yourself from? What do you need to be careful not to get yourself chained to? The Ace of Coins. Look here, okay? The Ace of Coins, resources. More resources are always going to be coming in. If you do this right, things like that, the universe wants to bestow on you the resources you need, okay? It doesn't care whether you use them or not, okay? It's giving them to you. Are you reaching out and grabbing the resources that the universe has freely offered, okay? People will say the universe wants you to. No, the universe doesn't want. Energy doesn't want. It's energy. It's there. Understand, once you free yourself, or if you have trouble freeing yourself, there are resources available to you, and more resources will flow once you free yourself from these different things that are holding you back and keeping you from moving forward. The 10 of Cups. My wife likes to call this one the Hollywood ending, okay? The 10 of Cups is there to talk about with strength. Once you free yourself, once you realize the resources that you have, you are able to accomplish wonderful things with love, joy, and happiness. The life that you want, things that you wanted to be. Remember that reminiscent card, first point? The things you wanted to be when you grow up, okay? They're all possible. Everything and anything is possible as long as you remember strength. I have to move forward. I can't allow something to change me down. Resources abound. Resources are everywhere. I have to identify them. And then once I have these resources, I will be able to move forward into the life that I want to manifest. Wow, bangarang. That's just crazy. Thank you, Spirit. All right, here we go. Now, it takes me a minute sometimes because I like to break the cards up, okay? And this deck's a little difficult to do that. So if cards come back again, we know that Spirit put them together, all right? Not that I did it by sloppy shuffling or whatnot, okay? So here we go. So we have understanding, what do you want to be when you grow up? Making sure you know what you want to do. What do you want to accomplish? Where do you want to go? Being strong in using your resources and understanding them. So we have that, know what you want to do. So we'll call that clarity. Finding clarity when you're reminiscing and you're looking back. What are some of the things that brought you joy? And where do you need to go with that? So we have clarity. We have strength, all right? And now, what's the last one we have here? I'm going to cut this right here so people can see it, all right? And finally, we have the Ace of Cups. Wow. Emotional, joy, peace, all of this, your cup overfloweth. You can have and possess anything you want for happiness, joy, or whatnot. Spirit is saying, guides are here. I've given you angels. There are all kinds of frequencies and energies that you can access, but happiness, joy, and most of all, peace is available to you. All right. So on our first point here, so we're looking at contentment, peace, joy, the Nine of Wands. In order to get that, you can't sit still. Movement is required, and we've got to move into the future. And if you notice, our knight here is charging forward. He has a plan, he has a goal, and he's going to make that happen. This beautiful horse charging forward, and he's got a target. He's got his lance out, so he is zeroed in on whatever's going on. What is your fire? What is your passion? Are you willing to go on it? Or are you stuck in the hamster wheel world that a lot of people are stuck in, and they're not moving forward because I got to do this first, this first, this first, and we forget what we're trying to do. I listened to one of my proudest moments, when my son did a video, okay? And he did this several years ago. And he was talking to his fellow young people, and he said, you know what? We spend 8 to 12 hours a day working on somebody else's dream. Let that sink in for a minute. And then he asked the question, and I've used this and I give him credit for it. How much time are you spending working on your dream? Are you working to give yourself a goal? Are you dreaming? How much action are you taking? What are you doing to make your dream come true? This is just so crazy. The world is here. You have enlightenment through the spirit world, through universe. If you believe God is within you and you are God, then open yourself up to that God frequency, that divine frequency, and listen. Take a moment. Do what our young Paige is doing here, and stop and look at the glorious gifts you have, and allow spirit, allow universe, allow God, allow the mother, allow earth to communicate with you and show you and give you this divine wisdom. You will be able to see it. You will be able to move on it, and those things will come true. You know what? Guess what? Sometimes you're going to have to ask for help. It's just that simple. We all need help. But a lot of times we think we're helpless. A lot of times we forget, oh, I'm all alone. I'm trudging through life. You're not alone. You're never alone. Go back and look at some of my previous podcasts. Energy, universe, God, spirit, Holy Spirit, whatever it is you need to understand, it is you that are not listening. It is you that is turned your back on them and have separated them from you. Take some time to understand. I need to stop. I need to ask for help. I need to ask for directions. What's the old funny joke? Now GPS has come in, saved most every American male there is, okay? Unless you're ultra stupid, all right? And the big joke when I was a young man was men refused to ask for directions. They would drive around for 45 minutes rather than saying, I don't know where I'm going. Somebody help me. I did that with my dad. Man, I learned so quick, all right? Don't be afraid to ask for help. Know what's going on. So in asking for help, understanding, moving, how much time are you doing to make sure what you want to bring into fruition, what you want to manifest, what are you doing to move on that? Where's the enlightenment coming from? Have you talked and asked, spoke to your divine power, to the mother, to the father? Have you done anything? And most importantly, where are you going? Where's your direction? Have you asked for help? It's very important. So that's what I want to see. I mean, this was very powerful today. And I appreciate you being here and whatnot and listening to me, because ultimately your outcome, your future, it's in your control. Don't let a negative spirit, don't let negativity or things block you and say, my life, it's not in my control. If not, it's time to get it back. It's just that simple. Get your life under control. And you know what? Even at 62, 72, 82, if you got up today and said, you know what? I'm going to take control. I'm going to find peace in my life. And you died tomorrow. What a beautiful death. Think about your thoughts. Think of how free you would feel of I finally took control. All right? Young people, don't wait till you're 60. Don't wait till you're 50. Don't wait till you're 40. Okay? At any moment, you can take control of your life. Is it scary? Yes, it is. All right? You ever need me? Make sure you reach out. All right? Everything will be down in the descriptions, how to meet with me privately. Books I've written, books my wife written, we're there, and that's growing every day. So I want y'all to be on the lookout. Going to be a live event coming up in Massachusetts here pretty soon. If you're in the area, please come check that out, okay? We'll be putting more information out as it develops. Okay, so there we go. Everybody, as I always say, take what you want, leave what you don't, but leave having experienced some peace, love, and light. Bangarang!